morning and welcome to another vocal channeling with my unseen friends. For those of you who aren't familiar with me, Victoria Barna, the way I channel vocally my unseen friends is I go into a semi-trance using deep breathing. So what you'll see at first is me taking a few deep breaths as I connect and blend with my unseen friends. And it varies who you might hear. And it could be Luminous, who I've channeled for a number of years, a consciousness from another frequency. It could be Dalios, a new frequency, or a surprise, because I am open to changing it up. So with that, I'm grateful for your participation, and I'm grateful to be able to bring the insights and wisdom that are being shared today with my unseen friends. So I will go into trance now. Yes, 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 yes. We are so very grateful and so excited to be with you today. We are grateful to Victoria for her willingness to change and be open to bring forth wisdom, information, and insights, often healing, yes, from many in the unseen realms. For this is an agreement, yes, we have made prior to her incarnation as this human being known as Victoria. Yes, yes, yes. And we are a surprise for her and for you today. And how beautiful it is to be with you, dear ones. Yes, yes, yes. So we will say we are not an individual. No, no, no. We are a consciousness without form. We are a frequency beyond the denser frequencies that you encounter on your earth plane. We have the ability, as many in the unseen realms do, to advance within our own, we will call them dimensional realms. It is dynamic and not static, yes? And even on your earth plane, you as human beings have the opportunity, yes, to progress as Victoria and others are doing as we speak. And we say progress, we mean by that shedding the illusion, shedding the old habits, shedding the old beliefs, the old perceptions, yes, and being willing and open to change and become more. Become more of who you really are. Releasing the illusions, dear ones, of who you are not. And we understand that many of you have heard these words before, and yet on your planet, at this time, the time you individually have chosen to be here, it is more and more essential to make conscious choices. It is more and more essential, dear ones, to Be willing to be open to change and become more of your truest nature, your divine nature, your eternal nature, yes? And this does not mean this nature is separate from you as a human being. No, no, no. You are one. You are human and you are divine. And your journey in this time on the planet, from your human birth to now, has been a journey of shedding the beliefs, shedding the illusion that you're separate, human and divine being. For separation, as you incarnated this time, was chosen once again. For prior to your incarnation, you knew the truth. And your journey this time, your journey has been, as a human being, to remember this truth once again and pave the way for others. You, way showers, map makers, pathfinders, yes, trailblazers, whatever you call yourselves, are making it easier for those who follow behind. And as you shed the layers of illusion, disbelief, old habits, yes, as you shed these and become more and more and remember more and more, you light the path so brightly for others, and it helps your ancestral lineage as well. For as you heal the things that you have encountered throughout your many lifetimes, your healing also affects your ancestral lineage. And how beautiful that is that you volunteered to be here at this challenging time on Earth. For humanity, as you know it, and you've heard this before, humanity and the Earth are at tipping points, yes? And we say a tipping point, dear ones, because how you choose to live your life in each moment, the choices you make, will determine the success, or we will see the de-evolution of the planet. And we say that not to frighten you, no, for there are many possible futures for the Earth and for humanity. And yet the outcome is dependent on each of your choices. What do you vision for your life, for your future, for the Earth? What are you willing to change in order for the tipping point to move in a more positive way? Yes. What are you willing to change for? Without the change within you, nothing will. For you are the creator of your life, your reality. What you think, what you speak, the actions you take create many possibilities, yes? And if fear holds you back, fear of the unknown, fear of how others will respond to you if you change, then fear becomes the driving force, which is not your natural state of being. No, love is who you are at your core. You are from source. Your divine nature is of God. And God is love. Source is love and all that is possible. And your journey of remembering the truth of who you are, this is key. To embody, to embrace, to remember, to call forth those parts of you, the aspects of you that you have pushed away. They yearn to come back and reunite with your eternal self, which we will call soul, yes? Your divine self, which we will call soul. And how beautiful it is for we will say, the journey of possibilities, the openness and willingness to be in the consciousness of receiving, choosing to receive and change to be all that you are, resides within you as a choice. It begins within you and nowhere else. No one can do it for you. Only you. Only you, dear one, can, we will say, muster the courage, the bravery to bring forth that fortitude and perseverance that resides deep within you. For what? To explore, to shed the illusions, to listen and hear the inner voice, the wisdom that each one of you has access to when your thoughts are more quiet, yes? The inner voice that is not the negative ego that always says to you, no, that's not possible. You can't do that. No one will like you if you change. Your partner will divorce you if you change. No one will love you if you change. And yet, these are not true. When you hear things like this, dear one, understand this is not of your higher nature. It is not of source or God, goddess, all that is. It is we will call it your negative ego. That is, we will say, planting the seeds of sabotage, self-sabotage. For you've listened to this voice for a long time. And it's time to recognize it for what it is. One that wishes to stop you from becoming all of who you can be, of how you have been in other life experiences. and of all who you can become more of in this time and place. Yes? So we say to you, dear ones, tell the voice to stop. This no longer applies to you, whatever it is that's being said, to distract and perhaps even demoralize. Yes? No, just say stop. Send it on a vacation, a play date, for example, and continue your journey inward into the depth of your soul, of your heart, of your love. And do not be discouraged if you hear nothing at first. Just be comfortable when stillness comes. In your environment, it is so rare to find stillness, yes, and yet it can be found deep, deep, deep within you. And we will say some of you will come to it quickly, and others may come to it in more time. It is practice. But we will also remind you, dear ones, that you have done it before in many, many other life experiences. Some you may call past, some you may call present or future. And yet they are happening simultaneously. Yes, so much is possible. But when you hear that voice that's wanting to stop you, be aware, acknowledge, and yet make a conscious choice to send it away for the moment so that you can be in a place of more quiet and stillness, a place to rediscover and remember how loved you are, a place where you are willing to remain open, to receive love, answers, wisdom, insights, information that is available to you freely, without harm. Yes, without any kind of reciprocal payment. You are of God, whatever you call the one creator, source, God, goddess, all that is. If you are of another religious tradition, you have other names, yes, for the one creator. The name is unimportant. The name is unimportant. The remembering of your own connection to the one unified source is what is important. And your conscious reconnection, your conscious remembering and choice to reconnect and let go of what is not true is what is important. And in so doing, dear ones, You open to greater possibilities. You open to a stronger connection with your higher consciousness. You open more to the greater wisdom, insights, and information that's available to you. You also open more to the greater vision your soul and higher consciousness have for you. You also open to the possibility of reconnecting more consciously with your spiritual ancestry, your star brothers and star sisters, to the consciousness in the unseen through the many realms that are willing and ready to work with you, support you, and love you unconditionally. Yes, and these are levels of consciousness, some informed, some not, who are just waiting, who wait for you, for they love you unconditionally. You are not separate from the whole. Once you are able to hear those whispers, when your thoughts are quiet, the whispers within your soul and heart, you begin to feel the connection with all that is, the one source that is consciousness. And you begin to feel the interconnectedness with all life on your planet and beyond, if you allow it. And yes, it is beautiful, dear ones. And when you make these choices, we can, through your energy fields, we can feel some of you are somewhat fearful, yes? Fearful of the unknown, fearful of the unseen, fearful that there is, in your terms, perhaps more of a demonic possession that takes place. No, this is not true. This is not true. Your true essence, your core, your soul, being of the one creator, is consciousness. And you have access to all that is. And yes, as a human being who is both divine and human, your humanity, your beliefs, your perceptions, your experiences, we will say, may inhibit your connection into what we will call different frequencies, different levels of consciousness that are available to you until you are willing to change and let go of what is not true. Yes, it is up to you. For you are here on the Earth planet to have a full range of experience. Some of you are here by agreement to show others the way through your example, through your interaction, through your struggles, through your challenges, and the ability to overcome and become more. Others are here just for the pure joy of experiencing emotion. Some of you, we will say, your souls have been around many, many times, and you warriors are here again, over and over and over again, to help, to be of service, to show the expression of love and compassion in all that you do as human beings. While others of you are, we will say, your souls may be newer and haven't experienced as much, and that is okay. For your journey is different. And we will say each one of your journeys is unique and different. Not to be compared to, not to be thought of more than or less than. It is just different based on your own personal growth and your soul agreements, yes? And this is as it should be. This is as it should be. And yes, as we observe your planet today, we have mentioned the tipping point. We are encouraged about the shift that is happening in a more stable way currently with your elections. So there are many, many of you who are making different choices. But fear is a motivating factor for so many as well. So we encourage you, dear ones, as you make your choices, and we will say evaluating whether you are willing to change to become more of what you wish yourself to be, your environment and your planet to be. It is essential to keep going. Do not despair or be discouraged, for you are exactly where you have chosen to be at this time. You may not remember, but this is truth. And yet, with free will, you can choose to continue to evolve, to change, to allow your curiosity and your imagination to go crazy, yes, as you call it. For many of the inhibitors to your imagination are there on the edge, and you choosing to be more creative, be more imaginative is going to help. We in the unseen, now are more hopeful of the direction humanity and the planet is taking. And yes, we understand this challenge with your, what you call your pandemic, this virus, is creating struggle. And yet, dear ones, many of you are surviving. Vaccines, for those of you who are willing to take them, are becoming available. actions are being put in place throughout your world to restrict the spread of this disease. And we will just say it is a disease, it is a virus, yes, that is reflective of the virus within each human being. The struggle to be and recognize who you are. And there is this global virus that is presenting, we will say, invitations to every human being on your planet to look at choices that are being made more consciously, to look at your own compassion, your willingness to be kind, understanding, more loving, more accepting, more inclusive than what has been. And this pandemic virus has provided ways of isolating, ways for humans to become more reflective, introspective. And yet some of you have chosen to do that, and others have not. And this highlights, yes, where humanity is. So those of you, we say, who are willing to make changes within yourselves, to become more of your true nature, love, compassion, kindness, gratitude, wanting to help others. It does not take every one of you to shift this planet's consciousness and the experiences as you are beginning to see. It takes a small percentage of you, and more of you are awakening now. And for these reasons, we in the unseen realms are encouraged and more optimistic than we have been. And so we say bravo, for it takes courage. It takes courage to dive deep within your inner self, to seek out the truth of who you are and who you wish to become more of, and to openly acknowledge and embrace your divinity and your humanity as one, as well as your interconnection with all that is. And what a journey it is. And what is so beautiful, dear ones, is the journey is yours. Every choice you make is yours. Every choice you make to respond to someone else is yours. So be conscious. Make your choices from a perspective of understanding, compassion, a willingness to be more kind and accepting, more loving. For you are lovable. You are love. Deep, deep, deep within your core, you are not separate from it, and no one can take the love you are away. You may lose human love over the course of your human life. And yes, there is a sadness when this loss is experienced. But you will never lose eternal love, the love you are, the love of God, Goddess, all that is Source, your Creator. And this is something to remember. And so for now, dear ones, we will say goodbye and extend our unconditional love to each one of you. We are grateful for the opportunity to share these words with you. And we say, accept what resonates and let go of what does not. For we are not here to prove or convince. We are here to show you how loved you are and to help you remember. We are appreciative for this channel. We are appreciative for Luminous and Delios and others in the unseen realms for us to be able to speak with you right now. Yes, yes, yes. We are basking in your lights. And we are grateful once again to be of service in this way. We send our love, dear ones. Thank you.